What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you not to let your child go and sleep over at someone else's house, but you did it anyway, and now the parent at that house is trying to drug and take advantage of your child. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, a very sick story coming out of Oregon where this devil here, Michael Maiden, 57 years old, drugged three of the girls sleeping over with his daughter. So the story is his daughter was having a sleepover with her friends from school, all little 12-year-old girls, and they were just going to hang out and do facials for each other and, typical tween stuff. Talk about boys, look through magazines, all that good stuff, right? Or probably the internet now, right? But the father of the girl that was holding the sleepover, Michael Maiden, he was very or overly attentive to these girls. So he took them out to the spa day. He bought them some food. And this is where the normal part ends. Then they said he kept interjecting himself into what the girls were talking about at the sleepover. Then he made some smoothies, some mango smoothies, and came downstairs and gave each girl a certain smoothie and sat there and watched them drink it. One girl didn't like the taste of it and didn't want to drink it, and he went and made her another smoothie and brought it downstairs to make sure she would drink it, right? So basically he's sitting there looking at these girls, making sure they drink what he's made for them. So at the time when these girls go to sleep, this fool is coming back downstairs to make sure that these girls are completely out, that they're completely asleep. At one point, he's even putting his finger under one of the girls' noses to see if she's fully asleep. Now, one of the girls who did not drink the smoothie knew he was down there and was awake while the others were not. And she sent a text message to her mother, calling and telling her mother, please come pick me up. I'm scared. And she even put like a little crying emoji, so she probably was crying and really just worried about what was happening. She's like, I might not be able to answer back or reply. Please come get me. And the parents of that girl did not get the message, but this girl was not deterred. She went and sent some messages to some other friends out there, and those friends told their parents, and those parents came to the house. Okay? And they picked the girl up, and then they notified the other girl's parents, and those parents came to pick those girls up. And of course, Michael Maiden, this fool, was trying to play it off, saying like, well, why don't you just let the girls sleep? You don't have to pick them up now. You can come get them in the morning. Hell no. You're not holding my child hostage here while you're trying to do whatever with them. So they picked those girls up, and they noticed that the girls were very groggy. It wasn't like your typical, I'm woken up out of my sleep type groggy. Some of these girls had a hard time even walking down the walkway to get to the car. So the parents were smart enough to take these girls to the hospital, and they found out that all these girls had been drugged with, let me find the drug here, so I want to make sure I have it right. All the girls had been drugged with benzodiazepine, okay? Very strong drug, very strong sedative. This fool put that in the mango smoothies. And originally his defense was, well, I just want the girls to get a good night's sleep. That was his justification for it. But now he said there's no excuse for it. He went ahead and pled guilty, and, still maintains that he wasn't trying to do anything wrong. He wasn't trying to take advantage of these girls, but he's just going to go ahead and take the guilty plea because there's no way he can explain himself, and rightfully so. You can't explain yourself. The only thing you can find out or understand is that you were being a straight up demon to these children. So, when I see stories like this, I'll just say that, when I was younger, when I was around that age too, 12, 13, 14, I did go to sleepovers at my friend's house and vice versa. They would come and sleep over at my house. At no point did their parents or my parents try to interject themselves in our sleepover. There was never any weird stuff going on. I don't know what's up with people nowadays, other than people who are known predators or who are trying to prey on children. Most normal people, if their child has a sleepover, they don't want to sit and listen to what the kids are talking about, right? And they definitely are not drugging the kids' drinks and whatnot. But like I said, when I went over sleepovers, I go over to my friend's house. We might have pizza. We might rent a movie. We play video games till late hours in the night. And that was it. I don't know what's going on with this scumbag here. Like I said, other than the fact that he's a freakazoid. And I'm glad that his ass is going to do some time. I hope that the inmates find out what he's locked up for too, by the way. I hope they understand why he's in there. And since the whole incident blew up, he got divorced from his wife, and I feel bad for his daughter, because that's messed up. That girl's going to have basically a reputation of her dad basically being a pervert for the rest of her life now, while she's in school anyway, right? The fact that this happened at her house during her sleepover, she was just trying to have some friends over and just be social, and this scumbag has scarred these kids for life. And not only that, let's say that even if his intentions to drug these girls, was just to make sure they got a good sleep, this fool gave a dangerous drug to some 12-year-olds. In fact, they said one of the girls, she was not at the right weight to be taking a drug like this. So they said that the amount of the drug that they found in her system could have killed her. And luckily they got her to the hospital. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to give heavy drugs like that to children. But, once again, this sick bastard was out here trying to abuse children. And luckily there was that one girl that had sense enough to call her parents and to keep calling other people to get help, because she wound up saving all the other girls there. Because who knows what he would have done if all those girls were just knocked out and couldn't wake up, right? Who knows what would have happened. So let's listen to this news report about this story, and I'll give some more of my commentary afterwards or as this thing goes on here. But as you can see, this story obviously pissed me off, and this is the reason why, stuff like this is the reason why I don't let my daughter do sleepovers today, and I don't let kids come sleep over at the house. They can come over and play, but that's it. Then after they play, they gotta go home. Okay? No one's sleeping over here, and I'm definitely not letting my daughter go sleep over someone else's house, because there are sickos like this out there. Let's listen here to the news report.
Now to a disturbing story out of Lake Oswego this morning, where a father is accused of drugging three 12-year-old girls at his home during his daughter's sleepover. Fox's Bonnie Silkman is joining us now in studio after looking over court documents. Bonnie, good morning.
Good morning. That's right. A father in Lake Oswego, 57-year-old Michael Maiden, turned himself in this week after being accused of lacing mango smoothies.
So this was before he was about to go to trial. So this is when he had to turn himself into the police and stuff. So this is a little bit far back. This was like 4 months ago. But since then, just letting you know, he's pleaded guilty, and his ass is going to be locked up for it. Good for him. I hope the homies in there get up in his ass based on what he's done here. I hope he has to bend over and comb the chest hair of some dudes in prison based on what he's done here. I hope so. Let's listen some more.
With a drug that's usually used to treat insomnia and panic attacks, and then giving those drinks to three 12-year-old girls at his daughter's sleepover. According to court documents, this all happened in August of last year in Maiden's Lake Oswego home. He's accused of putting the drug benzodiazepine into those smoothies. Court documents say the girls reported feeling groggy, some of them even blacking out. The documents also say that Maiden made repeated visits to the basement where the girls were sleeping, watching them sleep, and at one point even holding his finger under one girl's nose and waving his hand in front of her face to see if she was asleep. Now, one of those girls, according to court documents, managed to stay awake. She texted her mother just before 2 a.m. saying, quote, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me. Please, please pick up, please."
Now, don't ever let me get a message like that from my daughter, because all hell's gonna break loose. This would have had a completely different ending to the news story if my daughter had to text me something like that. Okay? I'm not even gonna say all the stuff I would do, but you can guess. All right, and I'm sure you all feel the same way about your own children. If your child sent you a text message that I don't feel safe and please come and get me. Yeah, I'm coming to get you, and I'm coming to get the person that's making you feel unsafe too. I'm coming for real, and I might drive my car into that person's house. So I don't know. It might be like turn into an '80s action movie the way I would act if my daughter sent me a text message like that. Let's keep on listening.
Please, please. The documents also say that she then contacted a family friend who picked her up and took her home to wake her parents. And around 3 a.m., two of the other parents of the girls went to the house to get them. Documents say Maiden resisted letting those parents inside at first, telling the parents the girls were asleep. Maiden finally let the parents in, and the girls were taken home. All three.
And he's lucky he didn't get his head knocked off right then and there. Okay, because you're not going to stop me from getting my child. If I said my child's coming with me right now, I don't care if she's asleep. She's coming with me now. That's my child, not yours. She's not going to sleep at your house if she's talking about she's feeling unsafe. And I don't care what you say. And if I have to go down there and get her, and I got to put hands on you to go get her, so be it. All right? But see, this is, like I said, I don't know what it is with some of these people nowadays. You got so many of these sickos out here. And, I understand why my parents have fears about letting me stay over at someone else's house or go over to someone else's house. And, I understand as a parent myself now, I understand like where my fears come from. They're not 100% irrational, okay? Because you want to protect your child from nonsense like this. And, when I see stuff like this, it pisses me off to see that, because these kids don't deserve that, right? Kids just trying to have some fun, just trying to have a regular night, hang out with their friends, should not have to go through stuff like this. This is sick. And he should be, I don't know what his sentence is going to be as of yet, but he should be charged to the fullest extent, all right? And from what I understand, they're not charging him with any type of sex crimes as of now, but drugging minors it should be crime enough to where his punk ass is locked up. All right. So, you folks can let me know how you feel about this story in the comments section. I would very much like to hear your opinions, especially from those who are actually parents. I would love to hear what you would do if your child sent you a text message at 1 a.m. talking about, I don't feel safe here. Come get me out of here. Right. I would like to hear what you guys would do, because I know how I would respond to that, and it would not be good. Not, or at least it wouldn't be good for the person the house that they're staying in. I know that. I know that for a fact. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think about this in the comments section. I'd love to hear your responses in the comments. Anyway, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.